Hi there, Mike Leskin here with another ABC Transcription Tools demo. I've created a simple-to-use standalone utility that will facilitate the creation of phrase-by-phrase training sessions for tunes for use in the tune trainer. And what this utility does is it can take one tune or an entire tune book of tunes, and it'll go through each tune and it will flatten out all of the repeats. So you'll essentially get one big ABC for that tune. That's all of the measures. And then it'll break the tune up into phrases based on a measure length that you specify. So for example, 2 measures. And what it'll do is it will take the first 2 measures of the tune, and then it'll put in 2 measures of rests, and then 2 measures of the tune, and 2 measures of rest through the entire tune. And you can select how long those phrases should be from this box right here. The default is 2. If this sounds a little confusing, I think this demo will make it clear what I'm talking about. So I've got a couple of tunes here in the ABC Transcription Tools. I've got the sample coulis and cache. I'm going to just copy these out by clicking Copy All, and I'm going to just paste them over the sample tune here in the utility. And I'm going to just click Generate Phrase by Phrase Version. And it goes ahead and processes the tune and puts the ABC in here. And from here you can do a couple things. One is you can just copy it to the clipboard, or you can save it to a file. But the easiest thing to do is to just click Open in the ABC Transcription Tools. And if the size of the share link is small enough, it'll let you do that. If it's too big, it'll tell you it's too big, and you can just copy and paste it into the tools. And if you want, you can have it open in the player, but just for clarity, I'm going to have this open in the editor, which is what it does by default. And you can see now we have versions of the tunes that are broken up into phrases. So we have the first 2 measures of coulis and 2 measures of rests throughout the entire tune. Same thing with cache. And when I open this in the tune trainer, and I'll just shift click the play to do that, we now can do basically call and response kind of training automatically across an entire tune. So I'll go ahead and play this tune. And then you would play here. I'll actually do this on the whistle for the next one. And so on through the entire tune. So this is the kind of thing I think people are doing manually since I added the option for the measures of rests at the end of selected phrases. This essentially processes the entire tune and creates a version of the tune that you can just bring in its entirety into the tune trainer for call and response training. Now there are some caveats. Breaking up tunes like this is extremely complicated. So this works best on tunes like coulis and cache here. You can see that have complete measures inside repeat bars. If you have partial measures inside of repeat bars, that is probably not going to work very well. Additionally, the utility will strip any pickups at the beginning of the tune and just start with the first complete measure. But that being said, it's able to work with a lot of tunes very easily. So for example, I'm going to go ahead and open up a bunch of sleeves notes polkas here. Let me just find them here. So here's 9 tunes I just opened, generate phrase by phrase versions of them, open in Transcription Tools. And you can see now we've got those 9 tunes all ready to train with. So anyway, a very handy little utility. It can do as many tunes as you want. You can bring an entire tune book in. So for example, if I want to bring in the entire cultist tune book here is 115 tunes. And in this case, it's going to be too big. If you try to do something huge, it's going to say it's too big and do a copy and paste. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to say copy to the clipboard. I'm going to go into the ABC Transcription Tools. And I'm going to just paste them in. And now we have the 115 tunes all ready to train. Eventually, this functionality may make its way back into the tool itself, but this is going to require quite a bit more sort of finesse, I think, to make it reliable and powerful enough that I feel like it can be integrated. But for now, I would say just go ahead and use the standalone utility.